Anyone who knows me has heard me say 1,000 times, I will never ride a Harley-Davidson with a fairing. Never say never. Welcome back to the garage, everybody. If this is your first time here, this is Bob's Garage. My name is Bob, and I make videos every week for the Harley-Davidson enthusiasts, full of Harley-Davidson content. And so be sure to give the video a thumbs up, share, comment, all that down below. And yeah, I've never ever have I been a fan of fairings or windshields, and I've made that clear on this channel before. And I especially never really liked the Road Glide. I thought that the shark nose was kind of fugly, and yeah, just was happy without, no fairing, no windshield, just cruising. But as I'm getting a little older, I've made, this year I made 2 trips down to Myrtle Beach on the Road King Special, and just the weight of that wind on my chest was really tiring me out. And I thought, well, it wouldn't hurt just to test ride, and of course, Speedway Harley-Davidson, Curtis had to do another video. He had a Street Glide ST, and it was beautiful. It was a used one that they had, and low miles, like 800 miles or something stupid like that. And so I went over and looked at it, and they were like, look, you haven't ridden a bike with a fairing, so you should test ride the Road Glide, test ride the Street Glide, test ride both and everything. So I'm like, okay. So first bike I took out for a test ride was the regular Road Glide, and it was a 107, just to see what the fairing was like. Extremely comfortable ride. Wind buffeting was not an issue at all. Even I got up to like 80 miles an hour. No wind buffeting. It was very comfortable. The 107, really wasn't enough motor in my opinion. I mean, if you have one, great. I'm sure you'll love it. But I'm not judging anyone, just my opinion. So I took it back to the store and I said, yeah, I like the ride. Let me try the Street Glide. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking if I buy a bike with a fairing, it's going to be a Street Glide. They just look cooler, and that was going to be it. I already made the decision. The test ride was just, whatever. So I took the Street Glide ST out for a ride. First of all, the motor was unbelievable. If anyone tells you that there's no difference between the 114 and 117, don't believe them. There is a difference. Trust me, I've ridden both, and if you have ridden both, you'll know what I'm saying. Okay, so I take the ST out, the Street Glide ST, and engine was great, but the first thing I noticed was a ton of wind buffeting coming up from underneath the fairing, up through, hitting me in the head, and just my glass, I had it up to like 60. My glasses started shaking, my helmet started shaking. I'm like, wow, I did not expect that. I thought, it's going to be a great ride, but I had a lot of wind buffeting and it just wasn't comfortable. So I wrote it back to the dealership and said, yeah, no, I don't think this is going to work. So they told me that they had a Road Glide ST coming in a few days. And well, yeah, I traded in my Road King Special and I bought the shark nose. I bought the Road Glide ST with this amazing 117 motor. I've already got about 500 miles on this thing. I went with the same seat that I had. I went with a Chromeworks exhaust because I really like Chromeworks and their exhaust sounded great, and so I stuck with that. Obviously black, that's my thing. If it's not black, take it back. And I could not be happier. This bike handles so great. It leans right over, and it just feels like it's on rails. It just handles so well. So I absolutely love it. And I've made a couple of minor upgrades. I put on the axle nut covers on the front, and obviously I did the seat, and I bought more latches. I got rid of the chrome latches and put the black latches on the saddlebag. I do have docking hardware, but I had to order the bolts to put the docking hardware on. Those will be here soon. I do have some factory 47 12-inch bars with some new grips that are going on August 5th. Service department at Speedway Harley-Davidson is swamped, so that was the soonest they could get the bars installed. But this will have some 12-inch bars with really cool grips. The bars are in stock. The wire extensions were in stock. The grips, everything was there. Just need the ability to get it put on. They're just so busy over there. So other than that, I ordered the LED turn signals. I'm going to go with the Hogworks. Those are on the way. Man, there's not a ton that you really need to do. I've got the little thing to go in here to screw the seat into. I just have to get that because I do have a 2-up seat. I've got pegs that I'm going to put on it so that if my son wants to go for a ride, I can do that. But I mean, come on, man, this thing's gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, geez. If you hadn't ridden an ST with the 117, take one for a test ride. We just had the demo truck at Speedway this past weekend, and they had the Road Glide ST and people riding that. But this thing is a beast. It just, and the power, yeah, I mean, it's torquey and everything, but when you get this thing up, like I was on the road riding along and, you know, just cruising at like 60 and just hit it, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're doing 95. It just, the power at the higher RPMs is really awesome. So there you have it. The guy who said he would never ride a bike with a fairing has a Road Glide. And yes, Tiffany, I know you're the one that's saying that my friend Tiffany always said, you know, Bob, you always say you don't like these fairings, and she hates the Road Glide, but trust me, it'll grow on you. But yeah, Tiffany, I did it. I went and I bought it. And I got the 117 just like Rick at HD Vibe. He bought his CVO Street Glide with the 117. So now we need to get Artie over at Riders United. Come on, Art. Get the 117. Join the 117 club with me and Rick. Let's go. Hey, listen, that's all I got this week. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If I do any more upgrades, I'll go ahead and do a video, but there's really not a lot to do this. I'm going to get myself a Clockworks windshield, just minor things like that. But engine-wise, I'm not doing a thing. It's a great bike. I love it. You'll love it. Go test ride one. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I will see you all next week.